What's up, my dudes? Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you guys have the most excellent day today. So this is something that I've been seeing popping up occasionally. It's hit a few newspapers and online things, and it's about a dude who's bought a fursuit, effectively. But what gets me about this is the fact that this dude is actually a non-furry, and he's gone to a non-furry company to get this fursuit. But this is where it gets a bit wild, is the fact that he spent 3 million yen, which is about 23,000 US dollars, or about 19,000 British pounds, on this fursuit from a non-furry company. So despite talking to several newspapers on the subject, the man does remain anonymous. All we know is he is based in Japan, and he went to the Japanese company Zeppet to get this fursuit made. Now, Zeppet are a Japanese company that was established in 2010, and they specialise in doing like film props, film costumes, company mascots, that kind of stuff. Non-furry stuff. The majority of this stuff is actually like, completely unrelated to fursuits. They even do animatronics and stuff. They've done like these weird animatronic poos, which I really don't understand, but hey ho, apparently some company wanted a whole bunch of animatronic poos. But they are generally not a furry company. They're generally like just out there doing their thing, making like TV and film props. And like I said, this guy spent 3 million yen, which is about 19,000 quid on this fursuit, and apparently he's worked on by a team of 7 people at the site over the course of 50 days. So I can see why there's such a huge price tag on this fursuit, is the fact that it wasn't just like a one-man show. They had a full team working on this suit, and they delivered it in under 2 months. Which, is astounding. I can't think of many other fursuit makers out there who can deliver a whole-ass full suit in less than 2 months. But hey, if you can think of one, let me know, and I will happily make a whole-ass video on them, because that shit is outstanding. Yeah, and this dude has said he's not a furry. He is fulfilling a childhood dream to be a wolf that walks on hind legs. So that is very furry adjacent, if not outright furry in some people's opinions. But obviously he doesn't call himself a furry, so technically he is not part of the fandom. I do hope this dude discovers the fandom though, and comes and chills out with like the Japanese fursuit scene, because that's pretty awesome, and I think he would really enjoy it. And the company itself isn't a furry company, but I have to say, they actually nailed this fursuit. It actually looks like a wolf has gone, huh? And stood up on its back legs. The face especially, they really nailed it. It really looks absolutely fucking stunning. It actually looks, in my opinion, better than some of the more well-known realistic fursuit makers, because check this out, like, look at the eyes, right? The eyes is usually, there's a small, like, tear duct slit in most realistic fursuits where the viewer looks out of. And in most of them, I think it's a bit too large and noticeable. But on this, they've actually really made it really tiny and small, barely noticeable. Now, this will have the converse effect that it will have horrific vision, if that's what you're looking out of. Like, I've worn a realistic suit once, and I'm not joking, my vision was like this. It was barely able to see out of one eye in that suit. And that was with the traditional big tear ducts. Now, for $23,000, it is entirely reasonable to assume they might have some sort of electronic system in there, with like little cameras poking through and a screen that you look at, like, I don't know, a VR headset or something hooked up to some cameras poking out, in which case they might have fucking astounding vision. We don't know. They haven't given any details on that side of things. But if they don't have that system in place, then the vision is going to be horrific. And the customer has stated that it was shipped with spares. So there's some sort of electronics going in there, whether it is a vision system or fans or whatever, I don't know. He has commented it has got really good ventilation, which is good to know, and is kind of implying that there are fans in there. But at this stage, we really just don't know. Now, despite Zeppet not being a fursuit company generally, they have made fursuits in the past. They made this collie quad suit a few years back. It cost about £12,000 or 2 million yen. And in my opinion, this isn't as realistic looking. Despite being down on all fours, the face just... they nailed it with a wolf, but with a collie, it's not quite there. And it looks uncomfortable as hell. Because if you check it out, you'll see that, like, the hind legs, the person's actual legs, either they stop at the knee or they're bound right back, so they're, like, tight up against that person's butt. because it's clear that the person's knees are at the poor pants of the hind legs, and its movement looks janky as hell in the video that they posted. You know, it's clear that it's awkward for the person to move in that. But I'm not going to rag on them for that, because that is a pretty hardcore thing to do. But definitely, I much prefer the wolf suit that they've made. And again, that was sold to a non-furry, but I do hope they discover the furry fandom, just like the wolf suitor, because, you know, they really belong here, dudes. And I'm really curious to see what other fursuit Zeppet offered down the line. They clearly nailed this wolf. I'm hoping to see more just as awesome fursuits for them. So yeah, I will link down below to Zeppet themselves and to a few articles on both these suits and a video by the collie on their YouTube. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. Consider joining my Patreon to help support me make even more most excellent videos like this. Also, we have a Discord server, which as always is full of amazing people. Swing by, come hang out, all that good YouTube stuff. But other than that, I hope you guys have the most excellent day, an amazing week, and I will see you guys in the next video, okay? Take care, ta.